All right, so what I'm going to be showing you here is I'm just going to be going through the initial game setup screens once the clip starts. So I'll be going through what we call the Galaxy setup to show you all the ways that you can customize your Galaxy. For those of you who haven't seen Distant Worlds before, this will give you an idea of the customization options. For those of you who have seen it, you may note some differences, and I'll try to point those out. So this is the first screen. You've got your choice of shapes of galaxies. You've got your choice of how many stars. We go up to 2,000 star systems now, which means tens of thousands of planets, moons. Nebula density and galaxy size and sectors, how spread out those stars are or how compressed they are. And we have nebulas now are also more important as a form of galactic geography. There are additional nebula effects that really create some natural choke points and bridges and things like that as far as how the galaxy is connected. And this point determines how advanced the other AI empires that you're playing against are, how aggressive they are, your difficulty level. Distant Worlds, by default, the AI doesn't cheat, but you can give it advantages through the difficulty level. And then the research now, by default, the research is going to have variable paths, and you're only going to see the next project in the tree, but you can turn it back to the old everything's visible and the paths are fixed. This is the settings for the pirates. Pirates are one of the earliest threats you will face in Distant Worlds. There are space creatures as well, though we're not showing the space creatures today. How frequently you'll find new places you can colonize, how many independent worlds there will be. And now we're going through the different species and races that you can play. We've got the Ectarians, who we're featuring today, the Mortallon, who you will also see briefly a bit later today, who are a much more aggressive, warlike faction. And then we've got the Beskara, the Hakkonish. Now we're showing the Teekans, who are effectively space pack rats. The Xenox, very wise lore keepers, humans. Hakkonish, who are somewhat xenophobic capitalist traders, and the Beskara, who basically just have a hive mind and they kind of want to eat and enslave everybody else. So we're setting up an Ectarian technocracy here. So a lot of different governments you can choose from. Some of them vary based on what particular faction you chose to play in terms of what governments are available. And for the Ectarians, one of the unique ones they have available to them is the technocracy, which is a very science-focused government that allows them to advance a bit faster when it comes to research. So here we set up our home system, how expanded we are at the start, what our starting tech level is, and we're going for what's called a pre-warp start here. And where in the galaxy we're going to start. In the pre-warp start, we're just going to start with, we're really going to start with one ship that gets built right away, an exploration ship, and you're literally building your way up from one planet and one ship to explore the galaxy. Okay, that previous screen was how many AI empires you're fighting against. I left that at the defaults. And then all the victory condition customizations, the story customizations, and you can play with or without victory conditions. And now this is where it would go to generate the galaxy. And here we have a little cut screen that shows some pirates coming at you. And that's pretty much the initial setup.